What's good, YouTube? It's your Anime Demon, and I'm back with another video. And today I'm gonna be doing a Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul review. So I'm gonna be getting into that right after the intro. So going right into the Tokyo Ghoul portion of this review, I'm going to be categorizing these two into 4 or 5 different categories. I don't know how to count. So I'm going to be going into the story, the art, the characters, how much this you can enjoy this, and then the overall feel of Tokyo Ghoul. So going right into the story. So the story is a bit darker. It's more tragic than your normal, show or manga. Tokyo Ghoul, it literally starts off with Ken getting attacked by Ri's ghoul, and then he doesn't know what to do with his life, and they're gonna die. Him and Riz are both gonna die. So the doctor, Kanao, he takes some of Riz's organs and puts them in Ken so that he can live. Obviously, we later find out that Kanao is not a very good doctor, not very ethical. He did it on purpose. He knows that Riz was a ghoul, all of that. So this begins the story of Ken trying to live his life as normal as possible, but as being a ghoul. And the real turning point in this story is when Hinami's mom died in front of Ken and Hinami. That's when Ken realized he doesn't want to see people die. Ghoul, human, all of that. Which we can later see by when he goes and helps out Banjo, or however you say his name, whatever. And he lets them escape, him and his crew escape, while he goes with the Aogiri tree crew and is tortured and all of that. And that's when he really figures, like, he is a ghoul now. He can't die by normal means. Like, the torture that he was going through, if any other person ever tried to even go through that, they would probably die like a regular human would die. But he couldn't die. He was getting through it. He was going through it, but he did it all to help his friends. Now this is a real turning point for him mentally, where he really starts looking to himself as a ghoul, right? So excuse me. So when he starts looking to himself as a ghoul, he doesn't gain immense power, because he already had the power within him, but he starts to output it more, so more people could recognize. Well, not because so people can recognize, but people saw it, right? So that's where I go for that. And then to counter him doing all of this, you have Kotaro Amon, the CCG special investigator, right? So he doesn't understand why at one point Ken lets him live. But obviously we'll get into this in but this the counter. Like, they see eye to eye with each other, that humans and ghouls alike, they don't need to be killed. There's no reason. They can live in harmony as long as we do the right things. So now I'm going to be going into the art. So the art part of this will be, I'll be talking about both Ri and regular Tokyo Ghoul because the art's the same person. And the character portion I'll be combining. So actually, I'm just going to go into the story part of Re as well in this section. So the story part of Re is after the Aogiri Tree, CCG attack on Anteku, right? Obviously, Ken was defeated by Arima, and I guess he lost his memory, so he was Hayes Sasaki, and he was actually a rank. Well, he actually got to the rank of assistant investigator as the story went on. But in the beginning, he was rank 1. And he was in charge of the Qs, right? So the Qs they're basically half ghouls, right? And this is what the CCG started using them after they seen the effects and the uses of Kano's, experiments, right? So, excuse me. So they have the Qs now, and he's in charge of them. And basically, if the reason he's in charge of them is if they go out of control, he's supposed to stop them. He goes out of control, they're supposed to stop him. But now we see that the CCG is doing the same thing that he was doing, and the same person that they were just trying to kill, they basically created a whole bunch of these, right? So it really just handles all the things that were left out in Tokyo Ghoul, like the such thing as the One-Eyed King, all of that. They just go into that. I'm not trying to spoil too much, I usually do that, but I'm trying not to do that. So they handle all the mysteries that were still left off of Tokyo Ghoul, and they go into it, and they have as an end game in Re, excuse me, the CCG and the ghouls they have to work together in order to defeat the common enemy. That's the only way. And it actually turns out, like, throughout the story that there are ghouls within the CCG. The CCG's entire makeup, the heads of the CCG are basically ghouls. So it's like this whole time the CCG has been getting played, like all the members of the CCG have been getting played because they're ghouls. They're following the orders of ghouls. And then on top of that, it's just like excuse me. It's just like a bunch of the former investigators are being turned into ghouls too. Investigator Arima was a one-eyed king, essentially. Like, it's just so crazy to think about. They've been just murdering all these ghouls this whole time. And that's the orders of... They've been following the orders of ghouls this entire time. So that's it for the story. I'm not trying to spoil too much. And now I'm going to actually get into the art. So the art is really good. Art is easily a 10 out of 10. I don't know how you could rate it anything other than that. This is up there. I wouldn't say it's better. So in comparison wise, I would compare it to Berserk, yes. But Vagabond is something that I can't put it over or below just because Vagabond has a more realistic art style in terms of how it looks. They don't look like anime characters in Vagabond, right? They look like real people. Versus Tokyo Ghoul and Berserk, like, those are drawn to look like anime characters. Art, 10 out of 10, as I said before. Now, the characters. So, it's kind of tough to put these characters to rank them, right? Or give them a rating. Because the characters all have tragic backstories, yes. They all develop somewhat, yes. But are they really the top tier of development and character-wise? So, for characters, I'm going to give them 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for characters. Because I think Ken, his overall development as a character is undoubtedly 10 out of 10 by himself, right? Then you have Toka, which she develops a lot, right? But there's a large section throughout the end of Tokyo Ghoul and then Tokyo Ghoul Re where she's just not really there as much. Not really much to develop, right? But you can see she obviously develops, but it's not shown as much. I mean, it's shown, but like there's a large portion where she's just not in the story, right? 8 out of 10 character. Then you have someone like Yomo. I really like Yomo, but it's not really like he's the same character throughout, but he's just tough. Like that's just a god. So, you know what I mean? Almost, I would say all of the CCG members have development. One of the most intriguing characters to me throughout Tokyo Ghoul Re, because she wasn't in, or he/she, whatever you want to call him, wasn't in Tokyo Ghoul, is Mutsuki. So Mutsuki is, to me, what Ken would have become if he went out of control completely. Because you see throughout, she gets out of control. She gains a lot more power, right? But then she's also in charge of some of the Qs, or they weren't called Qs, but they were Qs. She gets in charge of them, and she leads them right into battles and tries to murder everybody, right? You see it. So Ken, as he gained his power, when he had the famous I am a ghoul, right? He gains more power, and he gets like, as he's the head of a lot of ghouls at that point, right? They're following him. He could have easily done the same thing and attacked the CCG like that, but he didn't, because he was more calm and collected. He didn't go out of control. So it was nice to see that dynamic of character in Tokyo Ghoul Re from Tokyo Ghoul to Tokyo Ghoul Re. Then you have Uri Yoba Baji. I don't know how to say that one, but I like those two as well. Especially Uri, his development as a leader itself, just really good. Overall, I get Tokyo Ghoul characters a solid, very solid 8.5. I said 8 before, 8.5. Enjoyment, so it depends on who you are and what you really enjoy. I enjoy Tokyo Ghoul, but I enjoy a lot of things, so I'm not one to be like, oh my god, you can't enjoy this if you like this, blah, blah, blah. But I enjoyed it myself. I think if you like seinen battle shows, you'll like it. Shows or manga, whatever. If you like Blade of the Immortal, Berserk, Vagabond, let's see, what else? Anything else, really. If you like fighting and you like tragic, if you like horror, you'll like this, so there's that. The overall part of this, I think it's a solid. The battle system's a little weird. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't even call it like a power system, battle system, right? I would call it a battle system, not a power system. Okay. So, because I think in a power system, you have to be able to rapidly increase just by training, increase your power. Which I guess if you never used the power before, you can in Tokyo Ghoul, but it's like once you're at your level, that's your level. Like I don't think you really gain more power per se by training and things of that nature. Something like Black Clover, Asta's always training, trying to get physically stronger, which that doesn't help his devil power either. But right now in the manga, as you know, because you watch my Black Clover weekly videos, he's doing his training to do his devil union, right? So he has to train for that. I don't see Ken getting stronger by training his Kagune or whatever. I do like the idea that the Kinkeys or Quinkeys, whatever you call them, those are CCG weapons used by made by killing the ghouls and using their Kagune as the conduit, I would say, to make the Kinkeys. But overall wise, as I was saying, Tokyo Ghoul is a very fun read. Both of them. I actually personally like Tokyo Ghoul Re better than Tokyo Ghoul. But as a whole, Tokyo Ghoul and Re, I will give them combined an 8.5. I give Tokyo Ghoul an 8.5 and Tokyo Ghoul Re a 9. I think that Tokyo Ghoul Re, the way you find out everything from Tokyo Ghoul, and then they have the expanded more characters, the bigger dialogues, the more plot per se that would just push it above a little bit. So that's all I have on Tokyo Ghoul. I would definitely read it if I were you. I wouldn't. So I hear the anime, the first season's all right. Then Tokyo Ghoul Re is bad. And really, I don't see how they fit. Let's see. Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re. That's about 320 chapters of manga. I don't see how they fit it into 24 or 36 episodes or whatever it is total. Like, I just don't see how they did that. So I would read the manga, as I've heard from multiple people that it is the better way to enjoy Tokyo Ghoul as a whole. But with that being said, I don't got much else for this review, so just give it a try. Like, comment, subscribe if you like Tokyo Ghoul, if you like Tokyo Ghoul Re, if you like my videos, if you like me, if you don't like me, like, comment, subscribe. And with that being said, this is Anime Demon. I'm out. Peace.